Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday, May the 6th. Um, Welcome to our Tuesday edition of our leadership call, our MLM leadership call. My name is Miriam Kareem, and I have a quick tip that I wanted to share with you all in the newbie corner. So, one of the things I was thinking about today, and I remember this way back from was it Saturday? No, it was when we used to have our diamond calls on Sunday, diamond leadership calls on Sundays. And Coach Will mentioned we were going through different levels of leadership. And one of them was when you are a leader, you hold yourself accountable for things. And that's one of the things that struck me right away. And remember messaging him, maybe messaging Coach Marcus, maybe messaging other Coach Kimberly, things that I've made mistakes on that I was like, look, I did this. I'm so sorry, and they were like, it's all good. But as soon as you do something that may compromise some sort of integrity or some sort of wrong thing, uh, from a aspiring leadership standpoint and a network marketing standpoint, own up to it. Um, we all are going to make mistakes. We're all human and we're all adults. So, if that's one thing that I try to take with me when whatever I do is if I mess up, I messed up, but it I would say helps people to respect you more. And that can just go a long way when people actually can respect you and say, hey, I know that this person, if they do something, they're going to own up to it. So that being said, I would like to introduce you all to our teacher tonight, Coach Will Zanders. He is a multiple seven-figure earner in the network marketing world, an amazing teacher. He's a seven-figure earner with Green Organics in HBN, Heart and Body Naturals, and our first six-figure earner over at GoDesana. So, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
Miriam, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, Miriam was spot on correct. We all make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and leaders in particular are going to be the people who make mistakes because that's everybody. But then leaders are going to not quit. They're going to acknowledge the issue, fix it, and probably not make that same mistake again. And the ability to make a mistake or to fail or to miss the mark and then come back from that, work through it and come back from that a better leader, a better version of yourself. That's what qualifies you to lead. If you've never been through anything, you've never made any mistakes, you never had any failures, you never lost anything, you never heard a no, you never heard rejection, you never were moments where the ranks weren't what they need to be, the commissions weren't what they need to be, or stuff was getting in the way, or people quitting your team. And if you've never been through any of that, you don't qualify to lead because you can't help not because you're not a good person, but because you can't help nobody through nothing. You can't coach nobody through anything. If you've never been through anything, you can't coach them through anything. You're like, oh, well, for me, everything was sunshine and roses. So I can't help you. I don't know really how to help you. But she was spot on with that. So that's being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to cover tonight. Very special call. You remember a couple of weeks ago, I showed you some black belt ninja blueprints to really get the HBN star bonus to just start printing money for you. I don't know who was on for that. I don't know who saw the recording, but for those of you who really understood that information, who really processed the information, who really put into practice, I guarantee your commissions are more today than they were on the same day last month. Okay. If anybody's commissions were more today than they were on the same day last month because you figured out how to do some stuff and make it shake in the back office, put that in the chat. I'm just curious to who even put that information into play. Because if you haven't seen that recording, like I always tell you, go watch it again. Watch it once if you're curious, and twice if you're serious, and take notes and break that down and really get into the habit of learning that and teaching that. All right. So that being said, let's dive into the information tonight. I got a phone call So I got a text message that turned into a phone call from a top earner at another company, the number one earner in that company. And that individual was like, Will, what's that quote you always say about this, that, or a third? And this was the quote that they wanted. All right. The person you were before you joined this business will bless you or curse you once you start building the business. How many people have ever heard me say that? The person you were before you joined the business, okay, that person is going to bless you or curse you once you start building a business. And that, I got that request from another, the number one at that company, top dog, big dog over there. And before we talk numbers tonight, because we're going to be talking numbers tonight, I want to really break that down. All right. I want everybody, listen, everybody has to work. But in network marketing, what you don't know based on that quote is everybody doesn't start from the same position. Okay, now, well, what does that mean? Okay, if you were a lazy person before you joined, if you were selfish, if you're the type of person who always borrow money from people, but they gotta go find you to pay it back, if you borrow your neighbor lawnmower and they gotta come pay, if you're a person who was inconsistent at your job, okay, people remember that. Let me give you an example. If you gave 2 weeks notice at your last place of employment, but you coasted, ghosted, and gossiped for the last 2 weeks. You didn't really do no real work. You knew you were leaving anyway. That energy, that attitude, that person who you are is going to follow you into the business because 1 year later, when you're building HBN or you're building GoDesana, you're texting coworkers in your network about your new opportunity. They're going to remember how you left. They're going to remember who you were. They're going to remember how you were. Okay, so you got to understand that they're going to remember how you finish, not just how you started. Yeah, that's the thing. Some people who were people have to work harder. They just do. They have to work longer, not because MLM doesn't work, not because our systems don't work, but because they're working against a reputation that they've created. That's a bar. Write that down. Okay, the person you were before you joined the business will bless you or curse you once you start building this business. And some people have to work harder and longer, not because network marketing doesn't work, but because they're working against a reputation that they created. Meanwhile, you got the Charlotte Whitakers of the world, you got the Coach Marcuses of the world, and Tina and many, many others. They spent years before they got involved with the company providing value to their communities and to their families and their place of work. They showed up. They get promoted. They were lifting others up. Their name ring bells when people reach out. They look, oh, look, it's Marcus calling. Let me answer that. Okay, they're not more talented. They were just more intentional about building a life that's about giving and receiving, not just taking. And I got to be real. I don't know everybody's story, but I know I've worked with enough people over the course of these years in network marketing to the point where I had to really figure out why is this person the exact same age, height, and weight as this person? This person's using the scripts and following the system. This person's following the system, or they're doing meetings or whatever it is they're doing. They're getting totally different results. Why some people are working against the reputation that they created. Now, put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, and then we're going to move on. Some of y'all, that's all y'all needed to know. And you understand why it may be difficult for you or easy for you, but tougher for some people on your team. You just got to really be real and think about who you are as a person. Did you care about your health before the company? Do you have a bunch of bad health habits and maybe weight issues or addiction? Did you have all of that? Because guess what? People know. People know you had all that before you got here. And you just gotta, baby, listen, you just gotta work through it. There's got nothing wrong with you. Just got to work through it. That's probably the majority of people in network marketing go through that. Now, we're going to bring up some points right now. We're going to talk about a lot of data. Okay, Rick, that didn't make sense? All right, hold on. Rick said no. Hold on. That didn't make sense. We need that to make sense. What part about it didn't make sense? Because we ain't leaving nobody behind tonight. And get y'all paper and pens out too. Make sure you got paper and pen on this one. Okay. So Rick, I'm not leaving you behind, bro. What didn't make sense? Did I hold on? Did I miss something in the chat? I just saw a no pop up because all of the chats don't come up. Let me see what did I see. Hold on. What's my boy talking about? Oh, he was in good health when he came in. Oh, yeah. Rick was an athlete. Rick a real athlete. Rick don't even play. All right. So here's the next part of the call. Success is not magical. It's mathematical. I've been telling you this all year. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to scream it till I'm blue in the face. Success is not magical. It's mathematical. Okay. Now we're going to go through a few of these numbers, and then I'm going to give you some more numbers, and I'm going to tell you why. We have a lot of data on this call. You don't have to write it all down. The recording will be available. I don't know. Is Sydney on the call? Let me see. Is Sydney on the call? Is the magic super scribe on the call? If so, I'm not sure if she was able to make it on this one, but if she is, oh yeah, she here. Super scribe is here. Yeah, y'all gonna put her on your Christmas list for this one tonight. I'm gonna tell you. She doesn't like gifts. She don't like recognition. Put her on your Christmas list and bring the gift early. Bring it to the event in Nashville. Just bring her a little something because y'all gonna appreciate her even more after tonight. All right. Now, what did we say last time? And this is numbers from everywhere from Yahoo Finance to the Direct Selling Association. I'm gonna give you these numbers. They're important for you. 6 million reps in the United States doing network marketing. 6 million. Okay. Everybody else that's in network marketing is customers. 6 million reps. We told you last call. 20% of those 6 million reps never make a single sale. Put a one in the chat if you've ever made a single sale. If you got even one sale, put it in the chat. If you ever had a sale, see, all of you, you're not in the bottom 20%. So congratulations, all right? Now, the next 60%, okay, earn $100 or less in profit over their 5-year career, okay? How many people have made over $100 in profit? Put 100 in the chat. You could put the 100 emoji or just type 100. Put 100 in the chat if you made over $100 over the last 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that automatically takes you out of the 20% and the 60%. So that's 80% of network marketers. So I need you to really process those numbers. I didn't write these. This is from the DSA. You can go do your research. Okay, closing in on 5,000. Congratulations, Jessica. That's the type of stuff people got to celebrate, not just the millions, although we're going to talk about that tonight. You got to celebrate the 500. You got to celebrate the 300. Francine from Canada was one of my favorite international team members, although I do talk fast. Okay, sorry, Francine. This is the first company Francine joined that she didn't quit. And she's already made over $1,000, and that's in US dollars, which is even more in Canadian dollars. And Francine, I've already predicted this. I've already spoke this over her life. Francine is going to be one of the top earners in Canada. That is for sure. And she is going to build $1 million business. The opportunity in Canada is just too massive. It's too big. And our international team members have an incredible opportunity because this is a US-based company that does business there. Okay, so just understand that. So 80% of network marketing reps either never make a single sale or they make $100 or less over a 5-year career because the average career in network marketing is 5 years. So as we've said, the real money in network marketing is in the top 20%. That's where you guys and girls are. So the only thing that's going to stop you, because everybody who commented, I made a sale, I made over $100, all of you are already in the top 20% statistically already. It is just a factor of time. Okay, that's why we talked about the law of gestation on our series of universal law calls. There's a time period that you have to put the work into to get into the upper echelons of the 20% where the quote unquote real money is. Okay, the bigger money. All right. So network marketing is the best opportunity on earth, as we said, because the income has no ceiling. And the top 20% of network marketers, you have the ability to make more money than any other career that's accessible, okay? Without generational wealth, like you inherit the money, without several degrees in 30, 40 years, or without gatekeepers. And what's a gatekeeper? A gatekeeper is not necessarily a person, although it's typically a factor that prevents you from having a career outside of network marketing where you make millions and millions of dollars. Like a model, for example. All us ain't pretty. I don't know what to say. Some of y'all are beautiful people. I did not have a career in modeling, okay? What about professional sports? All right, I was good, wasn't good enough, all right? There's gatekeepers. What about basketball? You got to be dang near 6'9" to even try to play college basketball, much less professional. Just understand, or your parents have to have played basketball or golf, or there are gatekeepers at these type of careers that make millions of dollars. So I'm going to give you some numbers right now, okay, that is under part 3 of this call. That is called Millionaire Math. All right. I love this call. We taught it in Trinidad last year, I think. And it basically, millionaire math just means it's proof that you're in the right industry. So as I talk about this next section, the third part of the call, this is millionaire math. It's proof that you're in the right industry. Okay, so according to Fortune magazine, and this is just in 2023, according to Fortune magazine, wait a minute, hold on. I got to shout out Coach Marcus. He has something in the chat. Coach Marcus said right here, he earned $1 million faster in MLM than he did in corporate America. And that's a fact. And he's made several. In fact, I believe Coach Marcus is the #1 career earner on this call right now. He is a multi-million dollar earner in network marketing, multi, and is only just getting it done. He's steady as the rock of Gibraltar. So here we go. Fortune magazine, according to Fortune magazine, ladies and gentlemen, as recently as 2023, 1,700 Americans become millionaires daily. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid. It sounded stupid when I looked it up, but it's a fact. 1,700 Americans become millionaires daily. All right. Now, the numbers are going to be somewhat less in certain other countries, and that's understandable. But it still means that there are multiple people in your country. I did the research on Trinidad, the Caribbean nations, Canada for sure, and other countries as well. England, the UK, obviously. Every country, India, doesn't matter where it is, they got millionaires being created. But in America, just because we're here, 1,700 Americans become millionaires daily. And I mean US, not North America like Canada, but specifically US, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, that is like 70 per hour every day. Somewhere in this beautiful country, there are literally 70 people right now. By the time this hourglass runs out, there will be 70 new millionaires in America. That's the average. That's crazy, but that's the truth. All right. School don't teach you this, but boy, they should. All right. Now, just in 2022, there were 620,000 new millionaires in the United States. Okay. Just in 2023, oh, but COVID was so bad it hurt the economy. No, it didn't. Because in 2023, there was 1 million millionaires in the United States when people really started to get online stuff figured out. 1 million new millionaires in the United States. And in 2023, 5 million new millionaires. I'm going to say the word millionaire so much y'all going to get tired of hearing it. All right. 5 million new millionaires globally. So there's millionaires everywhere. But and they all new. That's the new ones, okay? And there was 1 million new millionaires in the United States, and that's from Fortune magazine, all right? Now, here's the crazy part. I'm about to give you network marketing's impact, because people don't do the research, so they don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, how many millionaires in the United States of the new millionaires, and we got the global numbers too, okay? I'm gonna give you all of that, all of the data, all right? And this is from Yahoo Finance, is where this information came from. Also, this information came from verified tax return data. Okay, that's where this information came from. And also, this information came from the International Center for Trade and Sustainable Development in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, so I got information from multiple solid sources, no network marketing companies. All right, this is from non-network marketing entities for this particular part. Network marketing accounts for 20% of all millionaires globally. I want that to sink in. Network marketing accounts for 20% of millionaires globally. Why do I know that to be a fact? Because I'm one of them. And I know I'm on a call with at least 1 or 2 more of them. I know that already. So no, and it happened that year. This is really what it is. Okay. Now, of 62.5 million global millionaires, okay, I'll say that again. Out of 62.5 million millionaires around the world, 12.5 million came from network marketing. Okay. Out of all of the millionaires in the world, 62.5 million global millionaires, 12.5 million of them came from network marketing. All right. In 2023, which is the most recent numbers we can get our hands on, we'll get 2024 at some point. But in 2023, 1 million new millionaires were created from MLM. I know it's the stupidest, craziest. It is a fact. I will say it again for my friends in the cheap seats and those of you who may be taking notes. In 2023, 1 million new millionaires were created, minted from the network marketing industry. Okay. HBM was responsible for a few of those. Okay. And here's the breakdown. Out of the million new millionaires, 200,000 of them came from the United States. Okay. 800,000 came from international markets. So my friends overseas, you're good. You're good to go. 800,000 new network marketing millionaires combined from Germany, Europe, Canada, France, England, Africa, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the world, Ghana, Kenya, the world. So there's money everywhere. And that's in US dollars. That's in US dollars. Okay. But 200,000 millionaires came from network marketing in the United States in 2023, brand new. Okay. Now, let's break it down even further. Out of 200,000 new network marketing millionaires, if you divide that by 12 months, that's over 16,000 new millionaires every month from network marketing. Over 16,000 new millionaires. You break that down over the course of 4 weeks in a month, okay? That's over 4,000 new millionaires from network marketing every week. Okay, over 4,100 to be exact. Okay, over 4,100 new millionaires from network marketing every week, just in America. If you break that down per day, ladies and gentlemen, oh man, 595 new MLM millionaires every day just in the United States. That's the numbers. There are five. I know it sounds so ridiculous, but you have to accept the math and the facts, not the emotional reaction to the information. Let me see who on this call, because some of y'all, some people gonna miss this, and I don't really feel sorry for them. I'm gonna tell you what, I feel sorry for their team. I want y'all to go look at the chat. Do anybody not on here need to be on here? I ain't calling nobody out, but I'm gonna tell you right, I don't feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the people they're going to sponsor in a month or 2 or 3 who will never know that this information is being given. Okay. And listen, the call only gets better from here. I can tell you that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if 595 new MLM millionaires are created per day in the United States using the same business model you're in, no corporate ladder, no degree, just belief, skill, and action that leads to duplication. That's it. Okay. Now, why am I showing you all this data? Why am I showing you from verified sources that there's 595 people per day who become millionaires in the network marketing industry just in America? The number's even higher globally. Why am I showing you all that? I'm giving you this information and sharing this information and researching hours and hours and hours of information because belief builds checks. Okay. Belief builds checks. All right. Most people don't fail in network marketing because of the products. Our products are incredible. We're going to talk about them in a little bit. Most people in network marketing do not fail because of the pay plan. This pay plan is booming, and we're going to show you that tonight too. They fail because they never fully believed in what they had. Okay. I show you data because belief requires evidence. It just does. Okay. The belief requires evidence. And guess what? The facts, we give you the facts, we give you the science, the facts don't care about your feelings. Okay. So here's what I believe about you. You may not, but I do. I know you could be one of the 595. Any day this year, you could end up being one of the 595 people that become a millionaire in network. Dang, there's 600 people a day are becoming millionaires in network marketing just in America, even more around the world. You could be one of those any day this year. Well, Will, how do I do it? Oh, I'm going to show you. Okay. I believe you could be one of those 600 people. I believe you could retire your family. I believe you could speak on a stage and not have to clap in the crowd. I believe you could rewrite your legacy. I really believe this. I've done it. You can do it. I believe that you can fly members of your team to a retreat on a yacht that you paid for. Okay. Should you so choose to do that? I've been there, done that. Good times. All right. I do believe that you could pay off your mother's house. You could pay off your parents' house. You could literally go sign on your parents' house. If you're blessed enough to even still have parents living. Okay. If not, there's somebody else you might want to bless. Some of y'all need to pay off your house. Okay. I believe you can get your congratulations. You hit 100,000 ring on stage. I believe you can get your $1 million ring on stage. Y'all can't see it, but it's on the shelf. My $1 million ring right there, right next to it, there's a little empty case. Okay, little empty case there. Got a 5 million. We running it up. I got to get there. I have to get. I'm already mentally there. We just making the magic happen. Okay. I believe that only can you make 100,000, you can make $1 million. I really believe that about you. All right. You can become a millionaire. You can live a life most people only dream about because you believed and you never let go. See, that's there it is. People losing their focus. Okay. So, but you can't do any of it if you think small. Let me be clear. You can't do any of it if you think small. Not nothing. All right. You can't. All right. Before I break down the pay plan blueprint, I'm gonna show you $1 million with GoDesana, and I have to show it to you, okay, just like I did with HBN, and then I'm gonna go do it, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you the plan tonight. This is the $1 million with Go. We did the $1 million with HBN. We showed you that. We proved that. We made the money. Check, done, verified. That was over a year ago. GoDesana. That's what we're gonna work on tonight. I promised y'all a couple weeks ago, but we ran out of time on the call. You're gonna get it tonight. But before I break down the blueprint, here's the truth. You won't outperform your identity, okay? But you can upgrade your identity. You can upgrade your belief in yourself with belief, action, mentorship, attending events, fellowshipping with people. You gotta be around, you gotta rub shoulders with the people that are kind of where you want to be and how you want to operate. I don't know how else to explain that metaphysically, but that's how it is, okay? So do me a favor. I just want you to think about this. If it helps you better, close your eyes a little bit, close your eyes for a minute. I'm going to read you some visualization stuff. I just want to get you, I got to get you in the right mindset before I give you this GoDesana $1 million blueprint information. Okay. I gotta get you in the right mindset. Close your eyes if you want to. I'll tell you when to open them. Listen, I want you to just imagine. Okay. Yeah, play along. It's fun. Okay. Close your eyes. It's okay. Your brain receives information better this way. All right. I want you to imagine waking up to pay quicker deposits while you're sipping tea on your balcony. Okay. Some of you have a house that doesn't have a balcony. All right. Well, just imagine if you did. Second floor, third floor, elevator. Okay. Whatever it is you want. But imagine you just sipping tea on your balcony and you check your phone and you see a pay quicker deposit that day that's 5 figures. Okay, just that day. Keep your eyes closed to getting there. Just imagine that the work you have to do is doing calls for your team, and your team is across 3 or 4 different time zones, and you just got to do calls. That's pretty much your work. Okay, you got to train and teach people to teach people to teach people. You've already sponsored your 2. You're all about teaching people now because you might have sponsored 20 and 18 of them quit. Who cares? You got the 2 that matter and you know them by first name. You know their families and everything else, okay? I want you to just imagine, okay, that's you, all right? That's you're the leader. You're the millionaire. You're the multimillionaire. You looking over the beach. You wherever you want to live, wherever you want to be, and now open your eyes, okay? Because all of that, it's real for your mind. It's real for your mind, and your mind creates your reality. Okay. The good book says, as a man thinketh in his heart is he. It's how you're thinking in your heart when you're peaceful and quiet. Okay. Let me tell you a story, and then we're going to dive into the GoDesana $1 million blueprint. This is going to be fun. I'm telling you. Okay. Tell you a story. My sponsor at my second company, my first company closed. Boo, they closed. It happens sometimes, right? That's why I chose this company so specifically, because I was determined to find a company with the owner that had a track record of success and never closing a company. And that's Paula. She's a winner. Okay. And I needed to know that before I even fell in love with the company. The products were cool, but I had to do my research on her and her track record. That was important. But at my second or third network marketing company, because my first one closed, my sponsor told me that the company was messing with the pay plan, and not messing with the pay plan in a good way. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you notice that Paula always puts more money in the pay plan. Anybody put a 1 in the chat if you noticed? That's just one of these weird things she does with both companies. She had no reason to add multiple more star grids to the HMN star grid, but she did it. She had no reason to double the GoDesana check. Like, what are we talking about? She crazy with it. Okay, now, but that's what she does. All right, and And my sponsor at that company left that company, and this is before that was one company away from HBN when I joined HBN, and he went to another company. And I told him I wasn't going to join that company he went to because I don't just follow three percenters around. All right, I got to see what's up. All right. But he said, "All right, I'm gonna go to this company and I'm gonna knock it out the park, kid." And he was my mentor. He, my sponsor. He was to me as I am to some of you. Okay, he's just a coach, right? But he was my sponsor too. He just was better than me, doing it longer, made more money, whatever, whatever. And this is a long time ago. Now, this is what he did, and I'll never forget it. He went to that company. He wasn't the first person to join, but he knew how to work really, really hard. All right. We have hard work ethic. He didn't do a lot online. He did a lot of phone calls and meetings. He would be across the country getting it. Okay. And this is what he did. He made $2.2 million in about 18 months, a little less than 2 years. He made $2.2 million. And when you're making millions of dollars, it helps if you make them fast. Okay, I could say you can make $1 million, but what if it takes you 56 years to do it? I mean, you still made $1 million, but golly, right? So you kind of want to make it fast, 3, 4, 5 years tops, and then it starts to compound after that. It gets really fast after years 5 and 10. Boom, 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 boom. It can happen even faster though. All right. This is what he did. He made 2.2 million in 18 months, and that company closed. I knew it was going to close. I wasn't following to that company. I did my research. I knew it wasn't going to be a winner, but the comp plan was what it was. And he made $2.2 million in about 18 months. This is what he did with the money. He bought $1 million house in California years ago when $1 million was $1 million. And he bought that house on a short sale cash. Beautiful luxury home in the middle, right smack in the middle of California. And been to that house. All right, beautiful, like rock star house. But he got it for $1 million on a short sale, cash. All right. He was like, "Hey, this is the house I want. This it." Good. So he has no house note, but lives in $1 million mansion, California. Okay. He did that. So cash, no house note. Just think about how that feels. He put $1 million in the bank, and he introduced me to private banking and high yield savings accounts. So he locked in at a 6% rate, which is difficult to get. But if you're dealing with $1 million cash, you can get it. All right. 6% private banking, and that's penalties for early withdrawal. So you can't just pull your money out. But what it does do, okay, it's guaranteed by the FDIC, this, that, or the third, to the full amount because it's private banking. It's different than regular banking. But he got between $5,000 and $6,000 a month in interest payments, like interest dividends off his million. Now remember, he's still getting network marketing money too at the time, but we're not even counting that. We're just talking about the 2.2, okay? Because that company ended up closing anyway. But he's getting about $5,000 a month every month, but he has no house note. Now, how many of you, if you didn't have any rent or any mortgage, 5,000 is some nice free money and you don't have to work. Like once you make the money and put it in that certain type of bank account, you could quit network marketing if you wanted to. Okay. He didn't, but well, he eventually actually did. He retired some years later. But my point is that's, hey, now, okay, 5 grand. I ain't got no mortgage and no rent. But that left him with another 200,000. So what he did with that is, and he wrote off dang near everything. So taxes are irrelevant. He was good at that. I think he went to school for that part. All right. So that left him with 200,000. And with that 200,000, he bought a $50,000 regular car, like a 50 grand cash, no note, like a $50,000 car just to drive around in. But then he went and bought a $100,000 Maserati. Okay, he bought a Maserati. I had never seen a Maserati before. First time I was ever in one. I love Maseratis, great car. But he got a six-figure Maserati because you got to drive to your meetings and style, right? They did a $50,000 car to go to the grocery store and put miles on. He didn't put all the miles. Don't want to put all the miles on the Maserati, but he could have got a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, any $100,000 car, cash. No, cash. You get good discounts when you walk in a dealership saying, "I got cash." Who's selling? I'm buying. Who's selling? It's a different. All right. I ain't whatever no credit check. All right. So just understand that left him with 50,000 in cash just to play with. All right, got plenty of money in the bank, no house note, no car note, and not a single bill that 5,000 won't cover. People think $5,000. Listen, you can go round trip to Barcelona for $700. I've done it. Depending on what time of the year you go, you can't go if you got a job. But if you got time freedom, you can go round trip from New Orleans to Spain and back for $700. Barcelona. You can go it. You save money when you don't have a job when it comes down to travel. Just telling you. So 5 grand, and he was making this network marketing money. But the point is, that's the type of stuff you can do with $2, $3 million. And you don't even need $1 million house if you don't want it. Okay, one of the best houses I ever had in my life was a $600,000 house in Dallas, Texas. It ain't got to be a million. That was just a few years ago. So it doesn't have to be no $1 million house. But my point is in California, and that's what he wanted. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what that is. That's freedom. I don't know how else to put it to you. Do y'all think that he was living free at that point? Yes, because he had something that I call JSN money. All right. JSN money, write it down. All right. There's another term for this, but we're going to use JSN money from here on forward. And JSN money means just say no. That's what the JSN is for. It's called just say no money. All right. Based on a speech by John Goodman in the movie called The Gambler. All right. Your boss asks you to do something you don't want to do, just say no. You don't care if they fire you. You own your dream house. You own your dream car. You have no actual bills. You don't owe anybody anything. You got money coming in every month that has nothing to do with network marketing or the stock market. Guaranteed FDIC, you're good to go. Your boss asks you to come in on your day off? No, I'm off. No, just say no. Somebody tried it. Let's say you in network marketing, but you got JSN money and somebody is trying to not buy your products because they're too expensive. You don't need that sale. Just tell them no. I don't need it. You're not going to lowball my commission or cheapen my products. No, no, we're not what we're going to do. Okay. If you at a job and your manager is trying to get you to jump through hoops last minute, JSN, just say no. No, no. Now what? What you going to do about it? I'm going to fire you. Okay, cool. I don't care. Need a letter of recommendation. I don't need dream house paid, dream car paid, money coming in that has nothing to do with the business or nothing going on ever. No bills, no debt. What are we talking about here? Just say no. Even if your family or friend asks you to do something, I'm not saying tell your family no. Sometimes you do have to, but you could just say no. If you get bored and you actually want to go get a job, let's say I got bored one day and said, you know what? I want to go out and get a job just because I want to see if it's still as bad as I thought it was when I had one 10 years ago. Okay. What if I want to, and I go to a job interview and they offer me a role or a position that I'm not 1,000% thrilled about? JSN, just say no. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll holler at you. Okay. That's the dream. That's the dream. The dream. And again, I don't even like that our society is based on the fact that money is that important. I don't like it. Okay. But that's an acknowledgement. Even Christ went and got gold coins out the fish mouth to pay taxes. We just live in a world where you have to have some income. It just, I don't know. It's not all about that, but it's that we as a civilization have not evolved to a point where it's not about that. Okay. Just from a freedom standpoint. All right. JSN money is all I'm talking about for the rest of 2025. And I want you to start to internalize the concept, and I'm going to show you how to get it. So that's the dream. To have enough money, you ain't got to take no mess from nobody. Absolutely. I mean, your spouse and Jesus, but you don't, I mean, it's God, but you get to do, yeah. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Because what else is freedom even if you can't just say no? What else is freedom? Like, what even is it? Because if you don't want to do something, but you can't say no, because without the job, without the money, you can't eat, can't feed your kids, you can't. Okay. So if I don't want to do something, but I can't say no, that means that I have to do something that I don't want to do. And if I have to live my life as many years as God give me, if I have to live my life under the constant threat, and lifestyle of doing things that I don't want to do, there's a word for that. That is called slavery. Okay. That's called slavery. If you have to live every day of your life doing something that you don't want to do, but you can't not do it because you'll starve to death and die. You have to do it only because of money. I don't mean a health issue where you have a health problem and you can't do something. No. I just mean just because you need the job. That is slavery. It is as real as it ever was. Okay. Now you can avoid that life if you're currently in that life, and I've been there, done that, but you can get out of that. You can get free. You can avoid that life all because you chose to believe, okay, and act accordingly to your belief. Now, let me show you a blueprint to get there. All right. This call's going to run a little long. I'm just letting you know, but this is very important information. Get your pens out. We already did the HBN side. This is the GoDesana side tonight. $1 million with GoDesana. Watch and learn. All right. Now we have to apply the best system, and we apply the best system to both companies. Okay, please have your paper and pens ready because I'm going to give you information that you need to write down, not because Sydney won't have great notes, not because you won't have a recording, but because you need to condition your brain to crunch these numbers properly because data and evidence is going to build the belief, and the belief is going to build the check. So you got to do some math today. Okay. So we're talking about the best system, the same system we use at HBM, but we're applying it to GoDesana tonight. And the B stands for buy the appropriate amount of products on the monthly basis. Okay, Coach Marcus teaches this on the franchise factor calls. Okay, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. You need to become a product of the product. I don't know how else to put it. Now, for uniformity purposes, we will use 100 CV with GoDesana the same way we use 100 CV with HBM. Okay, it is GoDesana has a SAT grid. Okay, they have an eternal fast start, and they have what we call a tiered matrix pay plan. Okay, a tiered matrix pay plan. All right, now you will not, the algorithm will not unlock the full earning power for you without 100 CV monthly. You can get the full fast starts with 50 CV. You can get the full SAT grid and those levels and the extra hundreds and hundreds of dollars, okay, with 50 CV. But you can't get the full tiered income, the full 6% off all volume. You can't get that, okay, without having 100 CV. You can't. The computer won't pay you right, all right? So luckily, I've learned that one of the keys, for example, with HBN, to become a product of the product, you have to really care about your health, especially pain relief, good sleep, and especially weight loss or weight release, right? If you're going to be a product of the product at HBN, you got to really care about health because fulvic acid don't make no sense for nobody that don't care about health. GLP-1 and the new slimmer, that lemon MCT, it doesn't make sense for anybody who doesn't care about weight loss. So in order to be a true product of the product with GoDesana, with HBN, you got to really care about health and or weight loss and or pain relief and things like that. You have to be that type of person. All right. Now, and it's easy to get to 100 CV worth of HBN products. It's easy. Okay. It's easy if you care about your health, like we all do, but not everybody does. Okay. With GoDesana, it's not really about, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. It'll get you to $1 million with GoDesana faster than you think. It's not about caring about your health as much as it is being smart enough to understand basic math and household income and budget. Like it's not about caring about health at the HBN level. It's to make $1 million with GoDesana. It's really just about being smart enough to move money from A to B. Okay, and I really want to explain that. Let me check and see if we have any questions on there. I'm gonna let that thing I just said kind of dive in. All right. Let it just kind of marinate. Whew, man. All right. We're giving y'all the goods tonight. Okay. Now let's imagine with GoDesana, and you need 100 CV. This is what I would recommend. You want the blueprint? I'm giving you the B and best system of what I would recommend to a new person. If they got me on the phone on three-way call and say, hey, Will, I'm a seven-figure earner from another company. What's the fastest way to make $1 million at GoDesana? Cool. That's the person I want to talk to. All right. All right. The detergent. I've had a chance to use all three different flavors of detergent, okay, right? 100 HBN, 100 GoDesana. That makes sense, all right? But I've had a chance to use all detergents, and I'm going to tell you for everyday regular washing, if somebody only has to pick one, I'm going to say Protector. Just for your everyday washing, even stuff that's really dirty, but not super grimy, okay? Protector is going to be the one that I recommend. They'll get deep green, just for lightly soiled clothes that you want them to smell amazing, okay? Try Remedy because it's so strong. That's for like if you got blood stains on your clothes. If you got pets and they done pooped and peed on everything, if you have cloth diapers for your child, you use Try Remedy for that. Try Remedy is the heavy duty cleaner, but Protector is a good combination of killing all the germs and bacteria, cleaning stuff, brightening colors, but also smells good, right? So Protector, that's 10 BV right there. All right. Cleaning spray. I'm gonna tell you, I said the same thing. That Protector cleaning spray, is better than any other professional Target, Amazon, Walmart cleaning spray we have in our house. And we got a dog, and y'all know Gus. Gus is still a puppy. And Gus, every once in a while, he won't make it outside like he want to go potty. And we've used all of the professional cleaners, the pet spray, P this, that. Don't nothing clean like Protector cleaning spray, and I mean nothing. It is literally the greatest spray, and it works on everything. It is amazing. So I didn't used to think you would go through a bottle a month. You will. It's that good, and it smells great, and it kills germs. It gets rid of everything, right? So detergent protector, start with that one, 10 BV. Cleaning spray, 10 BV. You're going to go through both of those in a month. So that's on auto ship, right? Soap, you're going to need at least 2 bars, and soap is going to be 10 BV a piece. That's 20 BV for soap. Well, I need 2 bars of soap. Because I hope that you are not washing your face with the same bar of soap you wash your behind with. That's what I'm hoping for you. I feel like that's God's will for your life, is that you are not using 1 bar of soap for everything. I would really, okay, you do not need to be washing your face with the same soap that you are washing your behind with. I just need to make that. I'm sure we understand that, but just in case we have some other people from some other companies on the recording where hygiene isn't as big as it is here, because we meet each other in person with GoDesana and HBN. We meet events in person in Atlanta, Orlando, Nashville, Las Vegas. Yes, I'm a washcloth person too. But even if I wasn't, you going 2 soaps this, okay? So you need at least 2 bars of soap. At least, yeah, everybody in the house need 2, but this is just you and your auto ship. And I mean at least 2. You could easily have just 1 and so let me okay, all right, just be clean. Be clean. Be clean. All right. So the detergent 10 BV, clean and spray, protected 10 BV. Okay. Yeah, you got to have 2 different walk. Thank you. Somebody about showing them. I know. The Boston Celtics might be all right yet. All right, here we go. 2 bars of soap. All right. 1 bar deodorant. Our deodorant will last you a month. That is for sure. Okay. Tell them, Larice. That deodorant is 5 BV. So already it has us up to 45 BV. 1 bottle of detergent, 1 bottle of cleaning spray, 2 bars of soap, and 1 stick of deodorant. All right. That is going to have you at 45 BV. Next, we're going to have the black seed oil. Okay. It's a must have. Why? Because black seed oil is a multivitamin. Okay. Antibacterial, anti-cold, anti-flu, anti a lot of stuff, anti-aging, okay, healthy hormone production. It is everything. Black seed oil is everything in 1 bottle. It is literally a superfood. Black seed oil is amazing. Okay. Now we were at 45 BV. That's going to get us up to 60 BV. Okay. 65 BV. Okay. Because that's 20 BV. So we're up to 10 BV for the detergent, 10 BV for the cleaning spray, 20 BV for the soap, that's 40, 5 BV for the deodorant, that's 45, 20 BV for the black seed oil, that's 65, okay? The Align essential oil, if I could only pick 1 essential oil just to start out with, you can always get more over the course of the month because I have so many essential oils. They are never not within arm's reach, especially this joker right here. But I got essential oils everywhere. So our oils are amazing. But I'm not telling you about the oils right now. I'm telling you how to get to $1 million because a lot of people that would think about joining you don't understand oils like we do yet because they haven't been getting training on oils for years. So they sometimes have to get started with 100 BV of stuff that just makes sense to them that you don't have to teach about. You don't have to educate. We got a kit on the way, Shauna. Don't worry. On the way. Okay. What y'all want to call a kit? Y'all tell me what y'all want to call a kit and we'll tell you. Yeah, you could easily, thank you, Rhonda. You could easily knock this out with a bottle of Glorious. However, a lot of people, as I've learned, okay, are not into premium skincare. I am into premium skincare. I need these beautiful ladies and gentlemen on the call into premium skincare, but a lot of people that you're going to be talking to won't get into premium skincare until they get involved in the business and understand that it's different. Okay, it's different when you start really taking care of your skin. Okay, so detergent 10 BV, cleaning spray 10 BV, 2 bars of soap 20 BV, that's 40. Okay, black seed oil 20 BV, that's 60. 1 stick of deodorant, that's 65. A line essential oil, that's 20. Okay, so now we're up to 85 BV because a line essential oil, if I could only pick one, it would be a line for several reasons. Number one, it's a cheat code after you eat any bad meal, alcohol, sugar, bread, carbs. It's a cheat code, number one. But number two, we have a video on it. Okay, it's the only essential oil so far that we have actual blood cells, electron microscope type stuff on. Oh, and the cayenne pepper with HBN. But those are the only two products that we have short, visually impactful videos with. So Align, it's an easy pitch, easy hot market sale. People can see what it does visually. That brings us to 85 BV. And then we got tooth powder. Okay, the tooth powder is 20 BV, and that's going to put you at 105 BV. Now, I've already done the research for you. That's going to come out to about $136 plus tax and shipping. So it's going to be a little south of 150. So it's about 150 bucks. Now, remember though, before you're like, oh, I don't have $150, remember that $110 of that was stuff you're already using and buying from Walmart, Amazon, Target, or HEB. Detergent, you're already buying that. I hope you washing clothes. Cleaning spray, you're already buying that. Soap, you're already buying that. Tooth powder, you're already, or toothpaste, you're already buying that. Okay. A multivitamin like black seed oil, most people can probably deal with a multivitamin of some sort. They're already buying that. But even without the black seed oil order Align, even without those two, it's still $110 that you were already spending. You're just switching stores. See, I told you with HBN, you got to really care about your health to make $1 million. So GoDesana, you just got to be smart enough to move the money. Okay, so that leaves you with an overage of about $40. Okay, but when you start a business, if you don't do nothing else, write off your cell phone, please. Every tax preparer in the world knows how to look at a 1099 or a W-2. They know how to look at the 1099. They know you have an individual proprietorship for your business. They know that, and they know about a phone. The other stuff they can get complicated about. You might need a real tax care professional to do calculate square footage of a house for your home office deduction, this, that, or a third. But you're gonna get that cell phone written off easy. That ain't even hard. So that $40 that you're spending is gonna come back to you anyway because you need inventory for your product. All right, you need that as a business owner. So that money's gonna come back. So the GoDesana business is technically free. Oh yeah, go BSO is the greatest multivitamin in history of the world with over 100 verified health benefits. It is we got the best in the world. Okay. So that being said, disclaimer, you get it with a tax care professional. That's not me. But I will say this. All right. Yeah, the switching up kit, yeah, stuff like that. So now that you have all this information, how much does it cost for most people who can do basic math, all right, to run a GoDesana business at 100 CV a month on auto ship? How much does it cost most people who understand basic math to run a GoDesana business at 100 CV on a monthly basis? How much does it cost? Thank you. It literally costs nothing when you understand switching stores and basic math and you understand the nature of a refund check. When you understand that, the business is only $40 a month. You're getting over $100 worth of product, but every tax time you get that refund check, your business goes from $40 a month to zero. Okay, you might even get paid. All right. So that's how you get people to understand GoDesana. You just got to be smart about how the math works. So does everybody understand the B in best? Everybody understands the B in best? Everybody got that? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand the B in best. The B means buy the appropriate products for you on a monthly basis. And I just gave you a list of what I would recommend if I wanted to make $1 million and GoDesana as fast as possible, which I do, okay? Next, all right, you have to educate yourself. That's what the E stands for. We'll do this one a lot quicker than the product. You got to watch the videos. You got to read the books or audiobooks. You got to be on the Zooms. You got to watch the band class video. You got to have watched The Perfect Business. You got to have seen Brilliant Compensation. You should have seen the Align video. You should have seen Franchise Factor. You got to plug in. Thank you. E stands for educate yourself. We do that with plugging in. If the stuff that I just talked about, the band class video, perfect business, Franchise Factor, universal law about the law of cause and effect, the Zooms, the event coming up in Nashville, Tennessee, September the 12th through the 14th. If if that stuff I just said, you don't know what that is, you haven't been taking this part of the system serious enough. If the stuff I just mentioned, the Zooms, the books I just mentioned, the videos, the DVDs, Icebreakers by Tom Big Al Schreider, the color personality types, if none of this stuff sounds familiar, none of it. If it don't sound familiar, Brilliant Compensation, if the Rise of the Entrepreneur by Eric Worre, GoPro, if none of that sounds familiar, you haven't been taking this part serious enough, and that's probably why. We'll do the list on another call, Quintina, but we've been talking about this for forever. All right. And if you haven't been taking, you're either brand new, and that's okay, or you're not plugged in, not okay. All right. And that's 70% of people, honestly. All right. So now we go, but so you got to take education seriously. It's your education. So you got to take it seriously. Now the S, yeah, Marcus shares the list on Franchise Factor Saturday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central, regularly, 6 o'clock California time, regularly. Okay. That's where all this information is stored for you, and all of the recordings are there. All right, on YouTube for free 99, for free. All right. S, not going to spend a lot of time here either. S stands for STP. Okay. Speak to people. You got to speak to people. Okay. You got to show the people. You got to show them the plan. So STP, you do have to speak to people. STP, you do have to show the people. You got to show them. Okay. STP, you do have to show the plan. You got to know how to show the presentation. Even if you're sending them a video, you do have to know how to look, speak to people, show the plan, right? So that you can sign the people. STP. You got to sign people up. You got to sign two people. STP. Sign two people. Okay. You have to sponsor two people, because signing them up is easy. Sponsoring and being a sponsor, that takes some work, because when you sign two people, all right, you have to sponsor those people. STP. You have to support those people. Most importantly, you have to serve the people. You see, it's all STP. We can do any one of those, but basically sponsor two people. All right. But all of the other STPs, that's just bonus. Lanyap. Okay. Now we get down to T. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you know, because Marcus teaches this every single Saturday. All right. The T in BEST stands for teach, because you have to teach people to teach people to teach people. All right. With GoDesana, your SAT grid is your built-in indicator of how much duplication is going on in your business at least 50 BV, but you would like to see it at 100. Okay. If you look inside your GoDesana back office and you click on SAT grid, some of you don't even know where that's at, because you haven't plugged in enough to know that you need to be clicking on 3 links a day to learn all there is to know about your back office. Pro tip. All right. Log in every day and click on at least 3 links a day. That's 90 links a month, and you will learn everything there is to learn about the back office. Okay. It's your education. Take it seriously. All right. So the T stands for teach people to teach people to teach people. And if you log into your back office and look at your GoDesana SAT grid and you see 2, then you see 4, then you see 8, then you see 16, guess what? Teach people to teach people to teach people. Excuse me, your duplication's looking really good. You probably are getting it done on the right track. And if you look in your GoDesana back office under SAT grid and you just got one person here, one person on level 3, and nobody on level 4, this calls for you. All right. This is for you. You need to watch this one again from the beginning. All right. Because you got work to do. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Let me give you the blueprint right now. I know it's top of the hour, but I promise this information. I'm going to get it to you. Get a clean sheet of paper, a fresh sheet of paper, and give you some stuff to write down. I'm giving you the $1 million GoDesana blueprint. We gave you the one for HBN. We proved that it worked. We made the $1 million, 1.5, 1.6. Now we made that. It'll be 2 million soon. Moving on. We're going to the GoDesana because I want you to see, I say only, Okay, we made over $100,000, like 112 right now with GoDesana. That's awesome, or something like that. That's cool. But now that we've made over $100,000 with GoDesana, I have enough data to show you how the blueprint in the pay plan works to tell you how it's going to grow to $1 million. Not for me. I'm good. I sponsored my two, and I teach them regularly. Okay, for you. This is for you. All right. Put a 1 in the chat when you have a fresh sheet of paper, and at the top put GoDesana $1 Million Blueprint. Okay, good. Now right there in the top left corner of your page, you're going to write your name because that's you. Whoever you are, Douglas, you write Douglas. Okay. Don't see more, put see. You write that in the top left corner of the page. Right underneath that, take a little space, and right underneath that, you are going to write down 1 through 12, going straight down in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. Is this slow? Yes. Is this elementary? Yes. Is this exactly what you need to make $1 million to GoDesana? And I'm not exaggerating. Also, yes. Okay. Now put a 1 in the chat when you numbered your paper all the way down to 12. You should already be knowing how to do this because you did this with HBN. This is repetition is the mother of learning. Okay. Now, next to number 1, you're going to write the number 2. Next to the number 2 on the second line, you're going to write 4. So this is what it should look like. 1, 2, 4, 8. 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 8, 4, 16. You see where I'm going? How many? Put a 1 in the chat if you know where I'm going because you've seen this before. This is what your paper should look like. Okay, good. Because it's going to be 1 through 12. And then on the side, you're going to write 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So let me pop quiz. You're going straight down. Next to the number 5, what number do you have? Next to number 5, what number do you have? Let me see. Who got it really figured out? You see? And that is why you better not have a 33. You better accidentally have put 32. Somebody better be 32. All right. So these are the numbers. 2. So I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 8, 4, 16, 5, 32, 6, 64, 7, 128, 8, 256, 9, 5, 12, 10, 1024, 11, 2048, and 12. What's 12? Who got 12? It's 4096. All right. So please put a 1 in the chat when you have those numbers exactly as I wrote, all 12 lines. Please put a 1 in the chat when you're done with that. Okay. If you need more time, put a 2 in the chat. I'm not leaving nobody behind. There are no stupid questions. Okay. No stupid questions. You don't have to understand this yet, but it needs to be written down and needs to make sense. All right. Now, that right there. Okay. Thank you, Janice. All right. So, Janice, if you're not there yet, just put what part you're not on. Let me know in the chat, and I will get there. Now, while we're waiting to see what Janice types, no problem at all. We are doing it together tonight. Okay. What you just wrote down is the first 12, number 11. Okay, number 11 is 2048. So 2048, and number 12 is 4096. Okay, 4096. All right. If anybody else has any questions, ask them now in the chat before we move on. And while we're seeing if anybody has questions, you're welcome. I'm explaining to you what that is. So it doubles every time. Yes. Now, what is that though? That is on the first level, which is number 1 and then 2, that represents 2 people, all right, that you sponsored who are serious about the business. So pick any 2 names of people you want and put it next to those 2, just so you never, ever, ever forget that the first column, the 1 through 12, represents the levels of the GoDesana matrix, which pays us every Monday, and that's the bulk of our income with GoDesana. The other column, 2, 4, 8, all the way to 4096, that represents the number of people in your organization. Okay. Now remember, you only sponsor the first 2 in this example. Anybody else you sponsored, they're not on this page. We'll do another page for them. But your main two, whoever they are, even if you don't have them yet, okay, use your imagination and write down names of two people that you really would like to be in your business. Doesn't matter. Yeah, there's going to be plenty others and plenty customers from Hot Market. We'll talk about that a little later. But for right now, you need to understand that the two people on level one, let me ask you, who sponsored those first two people? Who sponsored the people on level one? There's only two there. Okay. And let me ask you, how much on auto ship monthly are they on? How much is their monthly GoDesana auto ship? It is 100. It's the only way to maximize the pay plan. If they had 99 CV, you might have sponsored them, but they're not one of your two. Okay. Well, at least they need to be working to get, they're just not one of your two yet. All right. Because that's what it takes, a sacrifice. We get it. Okay. Now, the 4 on the next level, the 4 on the second level represents 4 people. Now, here's the question. Did you sponsor those 2 people? I mean, those 4 people on your level 2? Did you sponsor them? Absolutely not. You didn't sponsor them. Okay. Who sponsored them? Who sponsored them? And we're just going to call those first 2 people. Well, yeah, your 2. I'm going to just call them Alex and Bob. That's what I'm going to call them. Alex and Bob is my 2. I'm just call them Alex and Bob. All right. So Alex and Bob sponsored 2 people apiece, which brings 4 people on the level 2 of your business. So my question is, those 4 new people, okay, those 4 new people, how much are they spending on a monthly basis in CV? How much is their auto ship? Thank you. I'm being very repetitious on purpose because we remember what is repeated and we repeat what is remembered. Okay, so you understand. So does it make sense how we got 8 people at 100 CV on level 3? Put a 1 in the chat if it makes sense. Put a 2 in the chat if it does not make sense. I asked the question again. Put a 1 in the chat if it makes sense how you got 8 people on your 3rd level. Put a 2 in the chat if it doesn't make sense. Okay. Now the question becomes, how much are those 8 people at monthly with their GoDesana auto ship? How much in CV? Okay. And who sponsored those 8 people? Was it you? Where did they come from? Did you sponsor them? No. The 4. Thank you. The 4 sponsored those people. And if it happens like that, which it will for a lot of you, you'll see it in your SAT grid. You don't have to keep track of it. You can look in your back office. I recommend you do have a whiteboard with your levels on there. Your writing, it just makes it better. But if you look at your SAT grid, it'll tell you at least the first 4 levels. Okay. So here's my question. On level 2, on level 8, let's just see who's got it. On level 8, how many people do we have on level 8? Just ask you some questions to make sure you understand. Okay, I'm not leaving nobody behind. Okay, good. All right. On level 8, how much are people spending on a monthly basis on their products? Okay, 100 CV, perfect. Okay, on level 8, if you have 256 people that are spending 100 BV a month, how much volume is just on your level 8? Just on your level 8, how much volume is just on level 8? Exactly. Okay. 25,600. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you this next part because we're going to get faster. Now that everybody's kind of seeing how we got here, all right? You're understanding what it is now. If you add up all 12 levels of GoDesana, and we can't get paid on more than that, but just for sponsoring 2 people with no customers, you got you 2. If you add up the 12 levels, that is going to give you the number 8,190. Now, here's my question, and you need to write that down on your paper, not right underneath the 4,096, because you need to be writing this example that I'm teaching you now. You need to be writing this over again every day, not until you get it right. You need to be writing this stuff down every day until you can't get it wrong, until you could teach it better than I can teach it. Draw it out, no notes, you can do it, okay? Now, here's the question. 8,190 people, And I do have notes now because we're on laptop and I don't want to talk for 6 hours. But you'll notice when we're at an event, I don't have notes. We're just doing it because I've done it thousands of times. All right. And I've shown it to people, showed the people thousands, showed the plan thousands of times. So you got 8,190 people in 12 levels, and they are at 100 CV apiece. So during that month, what is the grand total of volume? Okay, 8,190 people and 100 CV apiece. How much volume is that in your organization that month? Thank you. 819,000. Now, before we move on, anybody who doesn't understand how we got to that number of 819,000, if you do not understand how we got to that number, put a 2 in the chat. I'm not leaving anybody behind. This training alone, if you really watch it and share with your team and teach it, I will not be the only one at $1 million to GoDesana this year. Okay. 819,000. Everybody got it. So I saw no twos. Good. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Now, the way the GoDesana matrix works now, and probably for the foreseeable future, okay, this is exciting. We are going to multiply 819,000 times 0.06. Okay, so Francine, pause. Francine had a question. Where did we get the 8,190? I'll tell you. When you add up the people on your first level and second level, that's 2 people and 4 people, that's 6 people. When you add up the people on level three, because you get paid on that volume too, 8 people plus 4 was 12, plus 2 is 16. But then on your fourth level, you got 16 new people. You add them to the previous 16 or previous 14, and now you got 30. But on your fifth level, you have 32 people. And so if you keep adding up every level of person who's ordering at 100 CV, it's going to be 8,190 people. When you take the 8,190 people that are active that month at 100 CV, all of that volume is going to equal 819,000 in volume. Now, when you take 819,000 in volume just for you, okay, and you multiply that times 0.06, that's multiplying times 6%, what number do you get? Where are my calculator people? There it is. Thank you, Greta and Kanasha. Thank you both. 49,140. So your matrix check, and take it from someone who's already made more than $49,000 with GoDesana. The company will pay you, okay? So your check that month just on the matrix is $49,140. That does not include the SAT grid. That don't include the unilevel component, which most people don't understand. That doesn't include the fast starts. That doesn't include a lot of stuff. But my point is, if you add the SAT grid and the unilevel and the fast start, that's going to get you to 50,000. Okay. Marcus is putting, thank you, coach. We've got a tool for this, but I want you to learn how to do it so that you don't have to rely on the tool. Once you know how to do it on a calculator with paper and pen, and you teach somebody, they can understand how it works. Then you can use the tool as a shortcut. Tool's a great tool. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Then you look at your check match. How many people did you sponsor? How many people did you sponsor? You sponsored 2. Now we know that your check, when you add up some other stuff, is going to be 50,000. Your matrix is 49,000, but we're going to call it 50,000 just for easy math right now. Okay, 49,000, 50,000, all right, whatever, 50,000 for easy math. The 2 people you sponsored are not at 50,000 yet. Okay, not that month. How much are they making ballpark that month in their matrix? All right, it's easy. Just 50, cut it in half because they're a month behind you. 25,000. I'm gonna just cut to the chase for you. Thank you, Angie. The 2 people who you sponsored are making 25,000 that month. Now your check match with GoDesana starts off at 10%, which means you're going to get 10% of their 25,000. They still get their full 25,000, but the company's going to give you some extra money just because you sponsor them and train them. Yep. So 10% of 25,000 is 2,500. So you get 2,500 from Alex and 2,500 from Bob. That's 5,000 on top of your 50,000. Now you're at $55,000 a month. Okay. Now $55,000 a month is very nice money. My question becomes, how much are you spending a month on your products again? How much are you spending? Let's see. Oh, Clarence, it was a trick question. Clarence nailed it. Clarence says zero. Yeah, Clarence started the trend on that one. Yeah, now you're spending nothing. You're just not spending that money at Target. You can get cereal and milk from Walmart, but you don't want to get your deodorant or your tooth powder or anything else from Walmart. All right. So that's 55,000 a month. So here's the thing: how fast can you go? Don't even worry about the numbers 1 through 12 or first month, second month. How fast can you show enough people a plan until you get two serious people who are ready, willing, and able to do what you did? Like I'm done. I'm done. I have sponsored enough people to the point where the people who quit, God bless them. But I know I got two that are rock solid. They are here. They are on the call. Okay. You just have to show the plan. And you can't show a plan for a different company every 9 months. You can't even master a pay plan fast enough to become a master at it and show it. And then you at a different company next year. You can't build nothing like that. Okay. It is what it is. All right. We've been here. Okay. That's the only way you get to the big money. You got to be here. All right. So if I sponsored you, like if you one of the few people I sponsored on this call, I don't know what you're waiting for. You should have had two last year, but hey, today's a new day. Okay. And if you do have one or two, you better be diving deep working with them. The second this call is over, you better be calling them, getting the game plan together. All right. Because the mission is so simple. The mission is simple. It's two serious people. You don't need to be a superstar and you don't need to sponsor a superstar. Okay. We got some superstars on this call. Me and Larice Rivers call each other superstar all the time. We talk. But you don't need to be a superstar. Like, think about that. Do you have to be a superstar to have 100 CV worth of product that you got from switching stores? You need to be rich to do that. Do you need to be a superstar? No. Do you need to be a superstar to sponsor two serious people? Not two curious people, not two I'm thinking about it people, not two I'm here today and gone tomorrow people, but two serious people like you, doers, to sponsor a Shauna Jackson. Shauna been here, okay? To sponsor a Marcus Jones, like he been here. To sponsor a Charlotte, to sponsor Isaac, love him to death, okay? Like to think about that. To sponsor Francine and Francine, have you ever met your sponsor in person, or it was all online? Let me see, because Francine is the real deal. Is Missy Francine's sponsor or Mandy? Who's Francine's sponsor? Francine, who's your sponsor? Mandy. Mandy ain't even here. Don't matter. Don't matter. Okay? Because Francine is solid. She never even met her sponsor. So you can meet your sponsor never and still sponsor a super solid person. Crazy. But it's what it is. So you don't need to be a superstar. You don't need to sponsor a million people. You need to find two serious people who are ready, willing, and able. And Francine, let me tell you why I know Francine is going to find her Francine. Because Francine is Francine, and you attract what you are. That's a bar. Write that down. Write that down. You sponsor what you are. You attract what you are. Okay. So here's the crazy part. Mandy is sponsored by Coach Marcus. If Mandy quits or turns off her auto ship or whatever, doesn't matter. Francine will roll up to Coach Marcus and be Coach Marcus's personally sponsored rep. You know how awesome that is? I'm gonna tell you, y'all might not like it. I don't even be mad when sponsors quit because you're gonna get coaching and training as long as they're here. And if your sponsor does quit or fly the coop or switch companies or get terminated or whatever you want to do, eventually you're gonna roll up to some real winners. And even while you're going through that process, you still get to work with winners. And we love it. Okay. Angie said her sponsor quit and she rolled up. Love it. Been there, done that. My sponsor quit. I rolled up and I love it. Okay, absolutely love it. Now here's the point, and let me. I got a special trick for y'all at the end. All right, got a special. Look, y'all better check Rhonda in the chat. Rhonda giving y'all some wisdom in the chat. Okay, she's in there. Thank you, Rhonda. All right. Now, Coach Seymour said he rolled up to Kim. Well, you know how pumped Coach Kimberly Wilkins is, when Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake, our latest six-figure earner in like 2 minutes, he rolled up to Coach Kim because Coach Kim just been in the game. It's so amazing. Look, bye-bye, whoever Seymour's sponsor was. We winning out here. Oh yeah, you got it. All right. So here's the thing. Yeah, a lot of us, yeah, sponsors. My sponsor gone is what it is. I'm not mad at it. Okay. Now, let me give you some black belt. Let me give you some killer stuff right now to wrap this up. Okay, because this ain't babysitting. This is duplication. You need to be spending some quality time with your two serious people. And when they show you that they're not your serious two people, I'm right here. It's no disrespect. It's no disrespect. You love them to death, but you don't have time like you think. Okay. And if you got your two and they're serious, they're showing up at events, they can't come to Nashville by themselves. They got to have at least two prospects to get somebody got to be coming with you because I got my two. I need you. What can I do to help you get your two? Okay. If you're even blessed enough to already have your two, how can I help you? And if you don't want no help, don't need no help, but I'm not seeing the production, you might not be my two. You might not be my two. I might need to find another serious person because it does not take a superstar to be at 100 CV by switching products and to sponsor two serious people. It does not take a superstar because most people do want to make more money and they don't mind being smart enough to switch stores. Now, here's the thing, the duplication. You get two, they each get two, those get two. That's how it works. And at level 12, this is just a little summary. At level 12, you've got over 8,000 people in your organization. Exactly 8,190 runs through clean. Okay. All because you showed enough people the plan, even if you weren't perfect at it, but you were showing it. You showed enough people the plan until you found two. Okay. So the real question is, how fast can you go? That's the question. This isn't about time. I say you don't have a lot of time because none of us do. We know how much time we got. It's really about urgency. Okay. You don't need permission. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to move and start talking to human beings online or in person. You need to find your two and teach them how to find their two, and then let the multiplication begin. All right. Because you're only two serious people from changing your life. All right. You're only two serious people away from changing your life. And you tell that to the person who you sponsored. You, sir, are only two people away. Alex, you're only two people away from changing your life, Bob. And then they're going to tell that next person who they sponsor, you're only two people away from changing your life, but you're only one excuse away from staying exactly the same. And we've already described that, So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? All right. Now, I hate to break it to you, but $55,000 a month is not $1 million a year. I'm going to show you that because we're closing the call, and I promised you I would show you $1 million. All right. Because they GoDesana pay plan is a little different. So here's the thing. When this is some advanced stuff, we're not going to just stick with me on this. We're wrapping up the call. Now, on level 12, you have 4,096 people. That is what you qualify for at GoDesana if you are just joined with no rank, all the way up to silver. Okay, all the way up to silver, you get paid off 12 levels, what can get you to 55,000 a month. All right, can actually get you to more than that because sometimes you have some people in your business that have customers who are placing 50 BV orders. That's not just your two, that's some extra money. I've had customers place 900 BV orders, 400 BV orders. You'll see them they'll just pop up. So, but we're pretending there's no customers there. Okay. Now, if you have 13, okay, if you have level 13 and people are building there, which could happen, if you want to be paid on level 13, you cannot be a silver. You have to be a gold. Now, who can tell me what the GoDesana requirements are for gold? Okay. Who knows how to get paid off level 13? All right, let's see. Okay, 25 people. Now, here's the thing. You already got two people at 100 CV. Let's pretend you built this all the way out, and on your level 13, you have 8,192 people. Okay, so we'll add that line. Level 13, 2x2 using the best system. And we're going to stop at level 13. We're not even going to talk about 14 and 15, but you can get paid on those too. Not even going to talk about that. That's too much work. I'm not worried about it. Let's be lazy, okay? Level 13, 8,192. And I was joking. We are not lazy people. I'm joking. But 8,192 people on level 13. Now, if 8,192 people are on level 13, if we add up our whole organization now, our new total is 16,382 people. Put a 1 in the chat if it makes sense how we got that number. Put a 2 in the chat if it doesn't make sense. I'll say it again. If we add level 13, which I will show you exactly how to qualify for level 13, that is in 8,192 people on level 13. If you add all 13 levels up, our total is no longer 8,190. Our new total is 16,382. Now, my question becomes, and you can watch this on replay if Coach Marcus even decide to post it, totally up to him. Okay, 16,382 people. How much are they spending a month? Not in their money, but in their CV. CV, thank you, Lynn. Lynn, we all right, but in CV, it's 100. So our volume for your total organization in that 1 month is literally 1,638,200. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if that number makes sense. Put a 2 in the chat if that number does not make sense and you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's okay. This is the call where you want to do it. We're going to eliminate confusion because a confused mind does nothing. Okay. So you have 16,382 people. When we add up all 13 levels, they all spent 100 CV, just like you did, 1,638,200 in volume. Now, what is the GoDesana algorithm going to do to pay you? It's going to multiply that times what? It's going to multiply 1,638,200 times what? Oh no, not 0.6, Isaac. That would be a lot of money. 0.06, 0.6, boy, we retiring today, son. 0.06 because we're using 6%. Isaac was trying to give us 60%. Yeah, I know, I'm messing with you, bro. So we multiply it times 0.06. Now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, what is 1,638,200 times 0.06? That is $98,292 in cold hard cash, USD. $98,292. Okay. Now, here's the thing. That was only one more level. And now when you add the SAT bonus and the unilevel at your fast start, that is going to take your 98,000 and change to 100,000 a month. So now you see how to make 100,000, not just in a year with GoDesana. You now know how to make 100,000 a month. It's just one more level. But Will, I only sponsored 2 people. I need to sponsor 25 to become a gold and get that level. No, you don't need to sponsor 25. You can quite literally already have sponsored your 2 serious people. That leaves you with the gap of 23 orders. Once you find 2 serious people, even if you don't get another 10, which a lot of you will, or 10 or 20, whatever, but even if you don't, I don't want you to think of the difference between 25 sponsored people and 2 sponsored people as 23 people at 100 CV. I want you to think about it as the difference between the 25 people you need sponsored. I need you to think about that as the difference between 2 people sponsored at 100 CV and 23 orders to make up the difference. Okay. Now, what qualifies as an order with GoDesana to get for the rank purposes of the program? Not the matrix. Your matrix is full with 2 people. A 5 BV order, and that can be a stick of deodorant. Okay. Or if you really feeling froggy, I love our cleaning spray. I love our 10 BV cleaning spray so much that I'm buying extra bottles to go use at people's house and leave it. The same thing with the detergent. So do you think, remember, do you think that you got a full matrix, 100 CV? You've made plenty of money on the way to getting 13 full levels, by the way. But do you think that you could buy and then sell 2360 deodorant or 23 uh 23 bottles of detergent? Excuse me, 23 laundry detergents? Do you think you could buy and sell out or get people to buy it? I don't care. Because if I had a full grid like 13 levels, and the grid goes deeper to 15, but not even gonna talk about that today. You already had $100,000 a month. Ain't no point in 40 and 50. We deal with that another time. Okay. But let's get y'all here first. Let's get everybody here first, right? So if I got my two sponsored, and I say, you know what, a bottle of deodorant, I mean, a bottle of laundry detergent is $12 a change. We'll call it $13. Can somebody do the math and let me know what's $13? And I'll even do tax and shipping. Let's just call it 20 bucks. It's not gonna be that much. Let's just call it 20 for easy math. What is 20 times 23? This is my question. What's 20 times 23? Yeah, I could go hit my hot market, but even if I don't feel like doing it, Seymour, 20 out of 23 is $460. And that's including tax, shipping, and everything for 23 bottles of protector. If I was going to use deodorant, it'd be even cheaper. So $460. So the level 13 was the difference between a $50,000 a month monthly check and a $100,000 monthly check. So you mean to tell me one level of 2x2 duplication, one little funky level is a difference between a $50,000 check and a $100,000 check. And the only thing stopping me from getting the 13th level is $460. What's going to be smarter or easier for you? Am I going to go? I can go to my hot market. I already did all that. I don't even deal with that. What? My debit card will be swiped. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not getting out the bed, but I want an extra 50,000. I'm gonna get all that product and I will move it into the marketplace and bring it to people's houses and sample it out, and I can even sell it at a discount just to make my $460 back. Not because I need it, but because it's fun. Because I love being in the trenches, and I do really love getting these products into the hands of people because commercial detergents are poison. Coach Marcus, no, guess what? I got 23 family members. He nailed it. And who know what this is? Who know what one of these is? 23 of these. 23 of these. That's not even $300. That's like two something. They look, they'll be back. Look, y'all get two people and fill up the matrix. I'll get them back for you. Don't worry about it. I'll get them back. Don't even worry about it. If I gotta make them myself, I'll get them back. All right. So here's my point, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't even add the check match. The check match is 10%. Your check, we're just rounding for math, is 100,000 a month. Okay. The two people you sponsored check is not at 100,000 yet. It's at 50,000. You get your 10% check match. 10% of 5,000 of 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. You got two people you sponsored. So that's 5,000 from here and 5,000 from there. You don't get their money. It's the company algorithm cutting you an extra check because you sponsored two serious people who are making 50,000 a month. So you want your people to win. Okay. So when you sponsor them, you get to 100,000 a month, they're at 50,000 a month. You're going to get an extra 5,000 bonus times two. So you're actually going to be at $110,000 a month. If you add that up, that is $1.3 million a year. $1.3 million. How many people did you sponsor to make $1.3 million a year? How much BV did you have on a monthly basis? And how much money is coming out of your personal bank account that you weren't already spending to get to $1.3 million? Okay. I'm gonna just buy some soap. If I need to get from 2 to 25, I don't need to recruit 23 people after I've built this empire. I need 23 orders, and they can be as little as a 5 BV, $7.95 stick of deodorant. I just need 23 of those jokers. But I like the detergent. Eh, hygiene. Okay. And you can turn a lot of those people into customers. And because y'all are all hot market trained, I guarantee you, if we couldn't do it that way and you had to go get 23 customers, hot market, Facebook, and otherwise, I guarantee you would. Would you let 23 orders even if you couldn't get it yourself and you had to go get actual customers in the marketplace, hot market, social media, and otherwise, are you going to let 23 orders stop you from an extra 50,000 a month on top to 50,000 a month you already made? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You would become the great. If I told you tomorrow you get 23 orders at GoDesana of any product of any amount, at least 5 BV, I'm gonna give you $50,000 tomorrow. There is not one person on this call that wouldn't go get it done, and I mean none. Every excuse you have right now for going get customers or sponsoring you throw it out the window. You would throw it out the window. It's the same thing. Okay. So two things I want to ask you before you close the call. First thing, and put a one in the chat. This information is valuable for you because I feel like it was valuable for you. It's valuable for me. I'm fired all up all over again. I'm about to the same play with HBN. We running it with GoDesana right to the moon. If you ain't at 100 BV, you need to be there tomorrow and let's go to work. Okay, but here's the question. Two things. Wrap up the call. Promise. I'm done. Okay. If I were to, let's say Paula just hopped on a Zoom right now. She's feeling generous. And Paula says, Will, you know, this is a multi-million-dollar cash-free, very, 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 thank you, Terry, Kelly's fired up company. We're going to do something tomorrow, a very special promotion. And unlike most owners, Paula will keep her word. This is all a hypothetical situation. Yeah, Marcus said this will not be posted as a public video. Heard that? And Paula said, for anyone who sponsors two serious people tomorrow, and we'll just assume they're serious, at 100 BV, legit sponsor two people at 100 BV, and they sponsor their first two people tomorrow at 100 BV. So you got to build a team of 6 tomorrow by midnight Central Time. Anybody who does that will get a $50,000 check tomorrow. You got to sponsor two people who are so serious, and you can't give away the sponsor. You got to really go sponsor two people. You can't sponsor 4 and give them away to the other 2. Those 2 people have got to be 2 people who are going to be at 100 CV of their own money and own cognition, and they are going to go into their network and sponsor 2 people. How many people? Look, be honest. Be honest. How many people could build a team? And I'm not telling you to go do this. I'm just asking you a very simple question. Do you, if you knew $50,000 tomorrow was literally on the line, check in hand, could you build a team tomorrow of 6 people at 100 CV? And if you already got one person, good. You got to build a team of 5 at 100 CV. What would you say to people? Like, how long would you spend trying to recruit a person? That's my question. You can type it in the chat or just think about it to yourself. What would you say to recruiter? Do you even know what you would say? Would you spend 7, 8 hours or 10 weeks following up with the same person over and over and over again? Don't matter what you said, because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Okay. What excuses could you possibly have? You wouldn't. Whatever excuse you've been using to not sponsor your 2 people, guess what you would do? You would throw it away tomorrow. you would throw it away tomorrow and you would be sharing the vision of dream house, dream car, 1.3 million a month. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm going to do it with or without you. Tell me yes, tell me no, but tell me quick because I gotta go. You would be casting the vision. You'd be driving around on a bike or in a car with an Uber with a bucket of products, detergent. You getting this detergent. Where your card at? You would be going so fast and so crazy. They'd be like, I don't want to get left behind. This Bitcoin, 10 years ago, I should have been this excited about that. Network marketing, next bet. Yes, if they did the same thing, they would get 50,000. Yes, of course. The excitement, because a lot of them wouldn't even believe you. They'd be like, you wouldn't get no 50,000. I don't believe you. They don't know Paula. They don't know us. So you can tell them that. That might make them less likely to join. They wouldn't even believe it, half of them. They just wouldn't believe it. 70%ers would. But other people, they would want to start doing research at that point. 50,000, this sounds too good to be true. Let me do some research. I ain't got time for this. I'm out. Shake them and leave. You see what I'm saying? So here's the last thing. I'll tell you there was two things I want to share. Here's the last thing. 1.3 million a month. If you had 1.3 million dollars in the month of May 2025, let's just say you went and got this done. Get your two, get it through, get it over with so you can start working with your two people. And the second they look like they're not serious, go grab another one or two. And you're going to find them. Don't worry. It's okay. What would you do if you had $1.3 million tomorrow? Okay. Let's declare some stuff as we wrap up the call. We've been on, we may as well have some fun. Put in the chat what you, and put the breakdown of what you would do. Be authentic. It's okay. People know what you're spending money on. Put what you would do. $1.3 million in the month of May. Put in the chat, what would you do? This is not going to be in the notes. This is just for the people on the call. Okay. What are you doing with 1.3 million? Get specific. What are you doing? I'll tell y'all right now, the new house I'm spending 500,000 to pay it off and get it out of here. I get it out of here. Get it out of here. I'm over it. I'm letting y'all know $500,000 for me. Paying this, I'm off. I'm over it. Over it. I don't know. Look, I don't know what I was thinking. Pay it off where I was at. God dog. No, I'm kidding. Beautiful home, pool, land, everything. Yeah, what it is. Yeah. Get it done. 130 to the church. Love it. Keep going. What I really want to know. What are y'all gonna do with the $1.3 million? Add to your grandkids' portfolio. Oh, going to Hawaii. Lynn, I'll see you there. I want to see. Who getting the Mini Cooper? I saw somebody say a Mini Cooper. Somebody said, Miriam, how much the Mini Cooper cost? If you don't know how much the Mini Cooper costs, you don't want it bad enough. Lillian put travel and buy a new vehicle. That don't count. Travel where? Say retire immediately. Okay, we can go retirement. Buy Terry his dream golf. See, Miriam said she don't know how much it costs. That's why you ain't got it yet. You got to know exactly how much it costs. Isaac said he want a Tesla. Isaac, what model Tesla? This right here is more important than the whole call. Because if you don't specifically know what you want, that's why you ain't got it yet. Rick said he riding a bike to Alaska. Okay, she's traveled to Jamaica. Cynthia, high yielding income. You nailed it. Pay off all debt. Okay, Miriam said it costs 50,000. Now you know. And you're getting your dream Jeep. What is your dream Jeep? What is the model? It's a Wrangler, it's a Gladiator. What is it? You have to know this stuff. Isaac, S model, all black. Isaac, how much it cost? 1.3 million. That's the budget. Sydney, world travel, homeless by choice, private chef, penthouse lifestyle. First stop, Portugal. Yes, Spain, Italy, love it. Quit the day job, plan for the next million. Thank you, Karen. Mini Cooper Countryman, 50,000. What color, Miriam? Angie, Jeep Wrangler, JK White with hot pink accents. I need a price. Isaac, 100,000. Love it. Buy properly in Colorado. Kathy, start shopping now. Shopping now. Rebel TRX, 110,000. Red. Thank you, Lynn. That's how it has to sound. Okay. First thing doing is mailing your computer back to the employer. There it is, Marcus. There it is. Marcus, you should keep that computer and bronze it for sentimental value. Just let them charge you for it. Tied to church, donate to animal rescue. Love it. Yeah, you got to write out your shopping list. Greta, new cute car for me, red Toyota. Forgot the name, about 40,000. Okay, next call, you better know the name. Mini Cooper Countryman, $50,000 in pink. Thank you, Miriam. That is how it has to be. Brenda says a new heart. If we gotta have that procedure, then so be it. Clarence said buy a gold mine. Clarence, I love it. Where are they for sale? How much do they cost? They're over in Africa. You have to have Googled all of that. Richard, thank you. Richard's stuff sound right. Here we go. 650,000 to renovate his mother-in-law's house will be 1.5 million when done. All solar too. Thank you. Lynn, Honda Goldwing, 45,000. Ride to Alaska with Rick. Now we talking. Now we are talking. See, you feel the energy and the emotion because you can have everything we're talking about. You already have to have it. And I'm gonna give you this is gonna make sense for some people. Not everybody yet, but it's gonna make sense for some people. This is how I want you to get really, really emotional, really get in thinking it. Not Shauna, now we talking. 4-bedroom house, 3.5 bath, jacuzzi, horseshoe driveway, 3-car garage, 8 acres, indoor pool. Shauna, what state are you living in? I don't see the state. Where do you do that at? And you better find that house on Zillow. And if you don't find the house that you want, you find the land, okay? And then you can use ChatGPT to build out the estimate of how much your dream home is going to cost. But you can find the land on Zillow, the acreage in the state that you want. You can use the range finder. You have to do this stuff, y'all. Okay? You got to want it really, really, really bad. You have to really have the desire and fall asleep dreaming about this stuff. And I'm going to tell you how you know how you got it. Tell you how you know you're there. Thank y'all for staying on the end to the end of this call. I know it's long, but this is what I'm gonna tell you. See, Sydney is got a passport appointment set up next week. The tickets ain't gotta be bought yet. The 5,000 ain't gotta be there yet. She's just taking whatever steps she can take. Shaq is in Carrollton, Texas now, Shauna. You want to be Shaq's neighbor? He moved in when I left. Not the same house, obviously. But yeah, Shaq is in Carrollton. So you want to be in Carrollton, Texas. That is where Shaq calls home now. He got a bunch of houses. That's his main. You can see him at the Chili's on a Thursday night in Carrollton, Texas. Okay. That's where Shaq said, don't tell him I told you. All right. So you have to, when you fall asleep thinking about this stuff, you do that long enough, you're going to start dreaming about it. And when you finally start to dream about it, okay. Yeah, no, he in Carrollton, Texas. For people who know, he's in Carrollton, Texas. When you start dreaming about it, it means that you have planted the seed in your subconscious mind. When you dream about it, you can stop praying for it because it's already done. It's done. When you start dreaming about it, fall asleep and you dream about it, get excited because when you dream about it, it's done. And you don't even have to want it no more. You need to take the next day in all gratitude. If I gave you a check right now for 1.3 million, I wrote it right out my checkbook. I wrote you this check but I post dated it, okay, for August the 11th and gave you the check. And I'm good for it, okay? I gave you the check. You would feel so different tomorrow with just the check, knowing that the money was going to be available to you 2 or 3 months from now. You need to start feeling like that now. That's the last thing I got for you. If you get that, you're good. Imagine you got a check for 1.3 million now. It's post dated for August the 11th, 2025. You're going to be moving so different. You're not going to be just spending money stupid. You're not going to just, no, but you're going to feel so, you're going to give off an energy, an aura, okay? Your spirit, the spirit that you really are, your spirit man is going to have an aura of something you don't know. You're going to be giving people the energy of you know something they don't know. That your confidence is going to go from here to here, okay? That's a pro tip for you. Fall asleep with it and have the same energy every day that it's already done. So you wouldn't be desperate for the Honda Gold Wing or for the Range Rover? Because you already have it. You'd already have it. And if you already have it mentally, you're already going to have it physically. It just takes a little time because of the law of gestation. So I know it's a long call. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. The recording will not be available publicly. Coach Marcus, this is recorded. Do whatever you want to do with it. Cool. But just understand, you got to be very specific about what you want. And it's only two people. It's only two serious people that's stopping you. They're not even stopping you. You're stopping you by not talking to enough people, showing the plan enough times to find the two serious people. And make sure you share with them the vision. STP, show the picture of what the future would look like when you're at 1.3 million a month. And you know exactly what you're going to do at 1.3 million a year. You know exactly what you would do with 1.3 million a year. You know exactly what you would do. Okay. Share the vision. My dream house paid for, dream car paid for, no debt, no mortgage, no car note, no rent, no nothing, everything solar, no electricity bill, whatever that is. I got money in the bank, money coming in every month, even outside of network marketing. That's the vision. And you can have it as fast as you can believe it's already yours. Those two people could be in your business tomorrow. And their two people could be in their business tomorrow. Okay. That's what we got. Look, I'm going to we'll save some stuff for the next call. All right. But do me a favor, watch this recording at least once or twice before the Sunday call, because I'm going to share with you a true story that will really make this call become truly real for you. Okay. Even more real than when I told you the true story about my mentor who made 2.2 million. Okay. I'm going to give you a story on Sunday. And only y'all are going to even understand the value of the call, because it takes everything on this call to make that story make sense. Other people are going to be like, cool story, but I don't really understand. I don't really get it. Y'all will. I'll see y'all Sunday. All right. Good night. God bless. And I will see you on the next one. Please message Coach Marcus for the recording. It will not be posted publicly. Learn this information, share it with your two serious people, and let's get this done. All right. I'll see y'all at 1.3.